but then probably admittedly outclassed and sort of up against it in the Market Raisin race.
Racing jumping away then, 3 1/4 miles for the William Hill scratch of the day. Open Hunter's Chase, quite a long run down towards the first of their fences, as on the far side Lord Ballim comes through early. Looking Well disputes second place with Killer Crow and also Federici towards the wide outside. And they're followed by Point the Way, who's racing directly alongside Alcala the Grey, and Supreme Steel is the very early back marker. So a lot of jumping and running to be done here now, the first fence. Lord Ballim over safely. All of them follow over in good form with Looking Well right there in the black and white silks in a share of second place, together with Killer Crow, Federici, Alcala, followed then by Point the Way. After Point the Way is Supreme Steel at the back end of the field. Fence number 3, Lord Ballim and Killer Crow over 1 and 2 from Looking Well. Alcala is just pulling himself a little bit closer towards the pace, and staying out wide on the track is Federici as they come in towards the next fence. Federici in turn followed over by Point the Way, who's just getting a little reminder there. And at the back end of the field, Supreme Steel, and they have now exactly 2 circuits left to run in this William Hill scratch of the day, Open Hunter's Chase. So as they make their way on towards the far side, 16 more fences left to take, and up front it's Lord Ballim. Lord Ballim by some 3 lengths, Killer Crow second, Federici to the outside, Looking Well in 4th. After Looking Well, Alcala's racing up the inside of Point the Way, and Supreme Steel still to the back end of the field. Lord Ballim in front. Lord Ballim now coming down towards the next fence, over safely. Oh, and there, sitting right to the back there, was Looking Well, in a bit close, taking the next fence quickly. Small mistake from Killer Crow. In behind the front runner, Lord Ballim, who now heads towards the open ditch, the second open ditch in the contest this. Fence number 7 all told. Lord Ballim flew it, really jumped it very well indeed. 4 lengths clear now from Killer Crow, who's in line with Point the Way, and also Federici toward the wide outside. Alcala is alongside Killer Crow up the inside. Supreme Steel and Looking Well to the back end of the field. So away then from fence number 8, and they're now about to turn back round towards the home straight, with still a circuit and a half left to gallop in this Hunter's Chase. And it's Lord Ballim and Conor O'Farrell still leading the way by 4 lengths. Point the Way has gone in clear second now. Alcala's behind him on the inside, and then Federici out wider. Federici and Alcala racing alongside each other at the moment. Killer Crow's just lost a couple of places. Supreme Steel last but 1. Looking Well is last of all, but doesn't look as though he's in masses of trouble as they come now down towards the next plain fence. Lord Ballim in tight to that fence. Small error from him. Alcala still breezing up the inside of Point the Way as they come now towards the next fence. Alcala jumping soundly. Federici out wide still. Killer Crow, then Supreme Steel, and Looking Well, although last, is well in touch as they now come towards the third of a line of 4 fences down the home straight. That time around, Point the Way made a mistake, landed on all 4s, but all 7 runners within 5 lengths as they come to the last fence on this circuit. They've got to go around and do it one more time, and the order is Lord Ballim leading from Point the Way and Federici closer now. Alcala is followed by Killer Crow, and then Supreme Steel, and at the back end of the field, Looking Well in last place. 8 more fences for them left to take. 4 down the back, with Lord Ballim having made most to this point. Point the Way is a half a length away in second place. Federici, Alcala, and then Killer Crow with Supreme Steel and Looking Well up the inside. So now they race on. They can see the next fence ahead of them. 8 from the finish this, and they're really tightly grouped up. Lord Ballim having some pressure for the lead now indeed. A few of them have gone past Lord Ballim, including Alcala, who jumped to a share of the lead with Point the Way. Federici, Supreme Steel is close up in 4th, followed then by Killer Crow. And now looking well, being pushed along quite seriously in 6th place. Lord Ballim is being pulled along. He's lost ground rapidly here, Lord Ballim, and is effectively out of the race as Federici makes a small mistake. And Lord Ballim has been pulled up. He won't be jumping the last over on the far side. So Lord Ballim out of the race. Alcala leads. Point the Way made another mistake there in 2nd place. To the outside of this group is Supreme Steel. Looking well, has responded, having come under pressure briefly early down the back straight. He's now ahead of Killer Crow and Supreme Steel, and Federici not looking as though he's the likely winner at the moment, unless he and Brian Hughes can do something pretty miraculous. He's in 6th place and seemingly treading water as they move now towards the home straight. Final time here. Alcala's got company here in the form of Point the Way on the outside. Behind them, Killer Crow looking well, trying to respond, but he's come under pressure once again in 4th place. And these leaders have 3 lengths on him at the moment. Alcala with Point the Way as they race towards the 4th last. Alcala coming in towards it. Point the Way running very strongly on his outside. Behind them is Looking Well, then Killer Crow. Big gap to Supreme Steel. Federici, Alcala led narrowly there from Point the Way as they race then down towards the 2nd last fence. Alcala, Point the Way and Looking Well, the 1, 2, 3. Alcala through the top of that. Not a particularly good jump, but still lands 2 lengths in front of both Point the Way and Looking Well. Final fence now. Alcala found a good jump here. Point the Way's run a screamer in 2nd place. Looking Well is in 3rd. These are clear of Killer Crow. Alcala, the odds-on favourite, will give Paul Nicholls a double. Harry Cobden likewise. Alcala has won by about 3 or 4 lengths from Point the Way in 2nd place. Looking Well was 3rd, and 4th place went to Killer Crow.
Double on the card for Harry Cobden. Paul Nicholls' horse is across the card. It's an across the card treble for Paul. Alcala finally shakes off Point the Way, who's outrun his odds big time to run a mighty race in 2nd place.
Yeah, Alcala's done it fairly straightforwardly in the end. Harry Cobden had to get serious after the last, but you always felt like he had matters in hand. But definitely the one to take from the race was the way Point